Here we go, lads. KDM FC 26. We got our final two shows of the year. Dong is defending his title against Ronnarit Mamanee. I know I thought about him having Togo, but I said Supachi Togo is the number one contender fight. And same as this is a number one contender fight for the women's third title. Ebisawa and Miura. Also on the card, Maynard is hosting Jakuchi, and Ozawa is taking on Asuka. The same Jakuchi that beat Lee Kong Ho. Still can't believe that. Also on the prelims, Vasya Kazmarek makes her debut against Sakamoto. Sullivan makes his debut against Hino. Nishijima is facing off against Kang. Fuji, Namiki, Maki, and Yunai. Over here, we have Sablikova taking on Uchiyama for the women's heavyweight title. Akita is a big match on this card. His bounce back. Farag, he got bopped in 3 minutes. So no champion versus champion match, sadly. Apollonio, oh my god, I feel bad for you. Kimura is fighting Showman before he leaves off to Alpha 1. And is anything too big on this? No. And you see, it's to be announced. This is just people I'm considering putting in the tournament. Like, Natnam is going to be in the Grand Prix. Li Gong is going to be in the Grand Prix. Who else? Makamori will be in it. Sastrada will be in it. But people like Akoma, Sakita, Afsha, Swatras, Okala, Wiri, Ogawa, Pongchain, they're just like potential people. I'm just putting that so they don't get booked somewhere else. And as you can see, there's people of many different classes, mainly bantamweights. But that's not what we're focusing on. We are here to focus on Dong versus Mamanee. BCF running their show tonight. Potter versus Lennon. This is our 6th KDM FC show of the year. 5 main fights and 5 prelims, as are most of our shows. I'm thinking of upping the prelim bouts, because, like, why not? But that's just a theory. The undefeated Supachi, current world ranked number 8 featherweight Suzuki Sayaka Ebisawa, former bantamweight champion Togo, and former world ranked 7 Mona. Both fighters' second time main eventing for KDM. Dong's first defense of the title. Mamanee is number 3 in the world. Dong is number 7. They are teammates and they both train at Taisheng Men. So therefore, and Mamanee has the reach advantage, but Dong is the favourite. Both fighters are world ranked heavyweights. If also 8 or 11, both have won a record against current members of the opposition's team. Ebisawa is a big favourite. Togo, Tamasho, actually kind of equal. What else? Mano versus Jakuchi doesn't have much. Ozawa and Asuka doesn't have anything. Kazmarek, big favourite in her debut fight. And then that's probably all. Key Diamond Eyes Maki versus Norihiko Yunai. Yunai. Yunai coming off a loss to Kamiyoko. The Jiu-Jitsu is from Snake Temple. Meanwhile, also coming off a loss from... Did they? They lose to the same person. Okay. So what the fights are even? Jiu-Jitsu kickboxing. My money's on Yunai. Start of a glove touch. Maki lands a jab and then catches Yunai with a crunching right hook. The last shot may have done some damage already. Yunai's dazing off. Yunai hits a flying knee strike and gets knocked straight down. Oh my days, Maki's moving quickly again besides Yunai throwing down hammer punches. Maki tries to pound on Yunai, but all the blows are dealt with. Somehow, Maki keeps tight to Yunai. Yunai reaches up to try and look at an arm. Maki doesn't get his arm taken. Clearly worried about submission fit. Maki keeps very tight to Yunai. Oh my god, how Yunai survived that, I have no idea. Yunai has ended up with full mount on Maki after the sweep. Yunai pounds away on Maki without anything. He's pounding away and rock Maki. Maki's in trouble. Yunai blocks Maki. Yunai pounds away. Yunai needs to try submission or something. And that is the end of the round. Oh my days. Well, they might give it to Yunai, but like the punch caught him in like the first 20 seconds, and then the flying knee was crazy. Maki fails to find a home for his jab, but then lands a big right. Yunai seizes the chance and goes to the clinch. He pushes him against the rope, and he does. No takedown attempt, just shadow boxing that I hate. Maki lands a left hand and then hits a nice straight. Yonai moves in and out of range. Maki connects with a nice jab and goes with a right to the body, but he cannot connect with a jab, but then catches Yonai with the right hook. Maki throws 2 quick punches, and that is time. Definitely a Maki round, if you ask me. And jab hits home from Maki, and then he hits a nice straight right that lands hard. Maki has a left jab, and then hits a crunching straight right to the jaw. Yonai falls to the floor. Maki, will you learn from earlier? He pounces, looking to rain down on his son Yonai. He's pounding away. Maki overcommits, and Yonai to trip him off balance and starts to scramble. Oh my days. Maki ends up underneath north-south control of Yonai. Yonai hits a short knee to the side of the head. Maki tries to move, but he cannot. Maki takes short knee strikes to the side of the head. He tries to get out, but he cannot. Yonai shifts from north-south to side control, throws a few rights. Yonai looks to get knocked. He doesn't, but he gets the back. Tries to get in the hooks, but he can't. Maki turns over and spins, ends up on top in guard. Maki hits a short, sharp shoulders to the face of Yonai. Another sweep succeeds. Maki turtle with Yonai on his back. Yonai pounding away, hitting several big shots as the round ends. What a fight from these two. Maki gets the win. He really should have finished him off in the first round, but a good performance from Yonai, to be fair. Now we have Michiko Blaze Fuji taking on Chi, the bride Namiki. Michiko won her last fight against Nore Kikuchi in a pretty good fight, actually. The wrestler. Meanwhile, the bride lost to Kit Sakamoto in a unanimous decision. Another good fight. What will the bride have to offer? Kickboxing vs wrestling, Team Lotus, Flying Daggers. My money's on the Fuji, on the Blaze. The pre-downs, the bride's way taller than Fuji. Mickey moves in, praying for it. Looks like we were about to see a shot from Fuji, but Nanaki was more aggressive. Namaki lands a left and then scores with a right. Namaki moves in closer. The jab hits home from Namaki and she lands a right. Namaki can't hit a setup left, but it catches Fuji with a hook. Fuji grabs Namaki, looks for the trip takedown and gets it. Takes it back directly, goes for the rear naked and gets it. That's back-to-back losses for Namiki. Not too good. The fight was being rated as great though. Fuji gets another win. Doesn't call anyone out, just thanks Team Lotus. Now, the man. Oh, he's on $8 grand a fight because I had to keep him. He's the future of the lightweight division. I had to keep him away from Alpha 1. As you can see, he's mid-level over there. They were going to get him. I had to keep him away. This is Shen Kang. He's 5-0. He's a mixed martial artist. His last win, he beat Ono by TKO. Isn't he just mixed martial arts? Yes, he is. Takes on the Muay Thai specialist in Shen Kang, who won his last fight against Rory, to be fair, back at KDM FC 25. During the action, Nishi gives some last minute words of wisdom for him from his corner. Kang steps forwards. Nishijima hits a jab. Kang uses the left foot, dodges the leg kick. The exchange does not produce anything. Kang tells Nishijima to come at him. Kang initiates strikes. Nishijima hits a counter right. Kang hits a left and then he catches Nishijima with a right head kick. Kang moves forward. Nishijima hits 2 right hands. Kang opens up Nishijima with a fate. Kang hits a left but doesn't hit the follow-up kick. Kang lands a jab and a big right. Nishijima hits a counter jab, but Kang doesn't trouble his opponent with a combination ending in a low kick. Kang can't connect, but then hits a right hand roundhouse to the ribs. Kang hits a left and then hits Nishijima with a straight right. Nishijima made a stay up to shoot, but he couldn't. And that is the round. Kang uses the left, but Nishijima steps back to avoid a right head kick. Slipping, Kang crushes the floor, ending up on his back. Nishijima tries to secure the position. He dives in, but Kang pushes him away and starts to scramble. Nishijima ends up pushing down on Kang, who is facing him in turtle. Nishijima floats over and takes the back. Kang quickly gets back to his feet. Nishijima does get to control. Nishijima nails Kang with a left to the side of the face. With the ropes trapping Kang, Nishijima holding him from behind tries to get a takedown, and he does. Nishijima lands face first, and Nishijima holds on to take his back. Kang is in trouble now. Nishijima gets both hooks in. Nishijima with both hooks in goes for the rear naked, and he gets it. He has to tap out. Nishijima goes to 6-0 in a fantastic fight. Second win of the save. He beat Sammy Chan by strikes. He beat Ono by strikes. He's here to stay. Third win in KDM. He wants Kimura. He says it'll be a good contest, but he wants him. Just saying. Nakajima might be in the Openweight Grand Prix after these performances. I mean, he wants the money of a star. Go fight some stars. Lou, the featherweight phenom Sullivan, coming from Britain, I believe, from Sunderland, England. He beat Diaz in a random Asian large local show, and he beat Dewey Rickert. He now faces off against Drusuke Hino, who's 10-0. He beat Yoshiki Uchi. And as long as these two don't take too much damage, I could see this as a potential World Grand Prix qualifier here. 9-0, 10-0. There's potential. Two guys come in and engage. Hino misses with a right hook and gets countered with a left. Sullivan hits a left. Hino, which is a stiff head kick that finds its mark. Sullivan hit the mat that has rocked him. Hino moves in quickly, nearly beside him, and starts to hammer down with punches. He pounds away. The referee has to stop it. And a good fight. Hino beats the featherweight phenom. He gives Louis his first loss. Josuke Hino, you star. Now in the last prelim, Vasya Kazmarek takes on Kit Sakamoto. Circling, Kazmarek clearly wants to get close enough to grapple. Sakamoto throws a punch, but Kazmarek was equal to it. Kazmarek seizes the chance to grab Sakamoto and clinch, tries to take her down, and she gets it. Goes for the armbar, and she gets it! Oh my days! It took her just over a minute to get an armbar win against Kit Sakamoto. I forgot to check this by the way, but Kit, she beat Namiki, which is a decent win. But it wasn't enough as Vasya Kazmarek gets the win. She calls her Emi Nagano. She wants Emi. We open up the main show with Oizawa taking on Maya Asgar. Oizawa, the jiu-jitsu specialist who lost his last two in the save, 21 and 25, lost to Mamanee and Alcala. Two tough matches, to be fair to him. He's taking on the undefeated Maya Asgar, who got a good win against Miura. If Asgar wins, again, another one of those potential Grand Prix candidates. Start with touch of gloves. Asgar looked like he was aiming to grapple but couldn't take the initiative. Ozawa fails to find home for his jab but then scores a right cross. Asgar aggressively comes forward. Ozawa fails to find a home for his jab but then scores with a right cross. Asgar grabs Ozawa, hits the judo throw, can't get it. Looks for the judo throw again, this time he does get it. Ozawa gives up his back off the takedown. Asgar gets the rear naked. He fights it off. Asgar tries it again and he fights it off yet again. Asgar blocks an attempt to get rolled off. He tries to get the hooks in but can't. Blocks Ozawa. Ozawa prevents Asgar. He blocks the roll. He goes for the rear naked choke. Third time, still fails. He gets back up at the end of the round. Ozawa throws a quick 1-2 but doesn't land. Asgar seizes the chance and gets a clinch. Goes for the takedown and he gets it. Asgar punches down on Ozawa but they're taken. Asgar fires a handful of punches but they're getting taken. Asgar is inside control, throwing punches. Asgar keeps Ozawa guessing still. There's no progress being made. They are stand back up. Asgar may have been aiming to get in close, but Ozawa took the initiative. Ozawa connects with a jab. Ozawa confidently moves in closer, looking to throw some strikes as Asgar may have been aiming to get in close again. A jab lands from Ozawa. We have 1 minute left. Ozawa lands a jab and then catches Asgar with a right hook. Asgar looks like he was going to step in, but he fails it yet again. A jab hits home from Ozawa. Asgar looked like he was going to step in and grapple, but Ozawa simply took the initiative first. Ozawa can't hit a set-up left jab, but then hits a nice straight right hand that lands hard, as that is the end of the round. Ozawa's dominating on the feet, but Asgar's better on the ground. Ozawa steps in, looking to unleash. Hits a left foot, finds nothing with air with a right. Ozawa closes the difference, knowing he has to strike here. Ozawa hits a left, but finds nothing but air. Asgar wants to grapple, but he just can't. Ozawa lands a left and hits Asgar with a straight. Ozawa lands a jab and then catches him with a right. Asgar dodges the big right after that. He does grab him, but he can't get the throw. Ozawa wrestles his way to a dominant position. Ozawa this time trying to chip Asgar, and he gets it off a superb left chip. Ozawa keeps Asgar guessing, blocks Asgar's position to go, looks him in an arm triangle, doesn't get it. Goes for the Kimura, Asgar blocks it. Asgar tries to congestion, but he cannot, as that's the end of the round. And I think this is an Ozawa win. It is. An average fight, Oizawa ends the undefeated streak as Miura Asuka. I don't think he's done enough to earn a Grand Prix spot, but who knows. Now we have Mano and Takuchi. This is a what? I know I said this for a lot of fights, but the winner of this is 100% getting put in the Openweight Grand Prix. That's what some of these, like, I won't say mid card, but like the main event, main card matches, the second and third, if they're not for a title and they're not explicitly a number one contenders match, it's very likely that it's for a spot. Takuchi, he's 12-0. He's one fight in the safe. He beat Lung Kyung Ho. Holy shit. His one fight was a loss to Akita. Let's see what will happen here. Mino uses the left hook backing away. Takuchi can't connect with setups, but then he catches Mino with the right hook. Blood is visible on Mino already. Wow. A strike looks to have opened up a nasty cut, showing good hand swing. Takuchi lands 3 out of 3 of fiery punches, and then swings with a right hand that looked hard. Takuchi connects with a jab, but misses a vicious right. He comes in fast with 5. They check the cut, but it's fine. Jab hits home from Takuchi, and then he hits Mino with a beauty of a straight right. He now hits a crunching right hook. Takuchi lands a jab, and then hits a crunching straight to the jaw. Mino hits the mat. Takuchi starts pounding away, looking to finish him off. It's getting tasted. Takuchi wins by TKO off of Masahiro Mino. And just like that, maybe he doesn't need the Grand Prix. Maybe he's already the number one contender. What? He's beat Mano. He's beat Lee Kong. Maybe Takuchi's the guy. He thanks everyone at G1 Circle. And wow. In the bantamweight number one contenders match, Supachi 8-0. Togo 18-6. Lost his last fight to Engdong for his title. Supachi's won 2 fights in the save, I believe. Yes, he's beat Apollino and Najib, both by decision. 8-0, sorry. Togo the slight favourite. No touch of gloves. Thamsatchanan lands a jab and then hits a straight right. Remember, Supachi called out Togo. Togo, great moves up, takedown, and he gets it. Togo trying to get past the guard. He passes the guard. Scramble sees Thamsatchanan up first and he's quick to force Togo against the ropes. Smothers him against the ropes. Caught a knee. Thamsatchanan scores with a glancing elbow strike. Lengthy period of stalemate was the referee separate them. Togo comes in looking for the takedown. He gets one, drives him up against the ropes, looks for the takedown off the ropes, and he gets it. Tries to lock Thamsatchanan in an arm triangle. Thamsatchanan defends it. Togo fires off a few punches. Togo pounds away. Thamsatchanan tries to transition, but he cannot, as that is the end of the round. Thamsatchanan lands a left and then hits Togo with a beauty. The last strike may have hurt Togo. He looks punch drunk. Togo regains his senses just in time to dodge a vicious right hand, and Togo lands a left. Thamsatchanan can't connect with a right, but hits a right. Sorry. I'm gonna say Supachi. Supachi throws a 1-2, but Togo is equal to it. Supachi lands 2 lefts, but Togo steps back to avoid a right. Togo comes in for the takedown, and he cannot get it. He hits him against the ropes. With him trapped against the ropes, Togo looks for a takedown, and he gets it. Togo isn't able to pass guard. Supachi tries to catch Togo with a punch, but is not on target. Togo throws punches. Supachi throws some punches, but Togo leans back. Togo throws some minor strikes. With no progress being made, they stand back up. Togo may be setting up to shoot, but Supachi took the initiative, connected with a nice jab and then a right, as that is the end of the round, and it is close. I think Supachi is winning after he dazed Togo there. Again, gets him against the ropes. This time Supachi stops it and has Togo against the ropes here. Knee to the side. Pass halfway. Supachi comes in to strike. Supachi throws a punch, but it's voided. He gets the takedown. Supachi fights the attempt off and winds up scrambling position. Turtle with up Togo behind. Takes the opportunity to stand up, albeit back control. Togo releases Supachi and backs away. Odd decision from the Jiu-Jitsu specialist. Supachi moves in looking to press some strikes. Angling for a takedown, but he couldn't. Hits a left and then misses a big right. Togo comes in for takedown and he gets it again. That's his 5th successful takedown of the fight. Lots of weak fights from on top, but I mean, you gotta take him. Lulu calls it a victory for Togo. Chen Wu has Supachi as the winner. And Joseph Liu gives it to Supachi. Supachi wins it by split decision. Togo's lost back-to-back fights. Supachi now moves to 9-0, and he wants Angdong. Doesn't know when, but he wants him. Maybe at 28 between the Grand Prix. Actually, no, never mind. It'll be 29 after the Grand Prix. Or maybe it'll be 28 and 29 between it. Because my plans for 28 are mad. You'll see. But before we can get to 28, we have the co-main. He calls out Chiba. Interesting. Doesn't call out bantamweight champ. Well, doesn't know who the bantamweight champion can be, but presumably not Angdong. Ebisawa versus Miura, number one contenders for the women's featherweight division. 7-0 versus 8-0. Miura dominated in 2 minutes on KDM 23 in her last fight. Ebisawa dominated 4 minutes 50 this time in her last fight, KDM 23. The winner will face, let's be honest, Sabaslava. Miura aggressively moves in, risking taking strikes for a chance to get some grappling started. Ebisawa throws a punch, but Miura was equal to it. Miura is able to grab Ebisawa using her wrestling, tries to get it against her wrist, does it. Dirty boxing. Ebisawa throws a quick, but doesn't land. Miura comes in and grabs Ebisawa in the clinch. Tries to get it against the ropes, and she does. Ebisawa lands a jab and then catches Miura with a left. A jab hits home from Ebisawa, and she hits Miura with a straight left. Ebisawa moves in. Ebisawa connects with a jab, but a big left misses. Ebisawa motions for Miura to come on. Ebisawa fails to find a jab, but calls with the left. Miura just trying to get people against the ropes. Ebisawa tries to get a takedown, and she does. Ebisawa takes the back. So I said, takes the back, gets both hooks in, goes for the rear naked choke, and it is over. Ebisawa wins. She calls out Uchiyama. That's the main event of the next one. Imagine if Uchiyama won. Oh my days. No, but you gotta give her a rematch straight away. You have to. She's the beast from the east. She has to get a rematch straight away. But that's not what matters right now, as we have the main event of the evening. And Ding Dong 8-0. He beat Prasad and Togo. Takes on someone who beat Ozawa. He beat Prasad. Mamanee. Taekwondo vs Judo. Taisheng Men versus Taisheng Men. The touch gloves. A jab is wide from Mamanee. Hits Jong with a straight left. That's open up a strike. A cut, sorry. Mamanee can't connect the setup. Hits a left, big left. Mamanee fails to find home for his jab, but scores with a left. Dong may have it aiming to get him close, but he can't. Mamanee moves in closer. Mamanee hits a right jab and then catches Dong with a stunning left hook. He's down. Dong's on the floor. He's pounding away. We have a new bantamweight champion, ladies and gentlemen. Mamanee wins the title from Dong. The 25-year-old was supposed to be the next king of the bantamweight division, but Mamanee put him in his tracks. Now, Mamanee has a call out on Togo, but Togo has lost his last two, so you can't exactly have them fight. That'll be interesting looking forward in the bantamweight division. 70-42. Popularity everywhere. As cool as that was, the fight of the night has to be this Nishijima fight. Oh my days. KO of the night. Bunch of strike KOs. So what was the better fight? Guess we'll go to Yagi Jokichi. And sub, definitely the Sayuka one. Although the armbar was pretty cool. You know, just because of pure dominance, I'm gonna give it to Basia for the armbar. And we lose 40 grand. Why is our production cost so high? Like, genuinely, why is it so high? Is it the second media person? Like, not SportTube, the other one? Is that why it's so high? And Omega has just popped up. They have lightweights and featherweights, to be fair. But none of our guys should be assigned. Yep. Kimura needs a contract renewal. Fuji needs a contract renewal. She won her last fight, so sure. The bantamweight champion needs a contract renewal, and he wants more money. As you can see, some of these people can be very selfish in this game. And Shen Kang, who lost his fight, but he tried, and he won before that. So you know what, we'll keep him. So I have a feeling that Sports AsiaCast is like horrendously cut, ruining our production. So we're gonna go back to just SportTube, which wasn't really that bad for us. Like we're mid-level regional, low level everywhere else. I think back to SportTube is a better idea. But that's not what matters. What matters right now is we gotta update the rankings. And that's Nishijima moves up. Does he have a core name on? He has Hori and Kimura. Hori's down there, 5-3. Lost his last fight to Shin Kang. And Kimura's fighting Sherman, to be fair. So, maybe. But anyway, Nishijima moves up, and Nagai and Sherman went down. And Shin Kang moved to the bottom of the rankings. In the featherweight division, Chikuchi moved up. Chikuchi has to be the one to take on Takuchi. It has to be Chikuchi. Who else could it be? Like, he's gonna be in the Grand Prix, and he's gonna do great. But wow. Considering he's beat Lee Kong Ho and Masahiro Mino, that's just something else. Other than that, Josuke Hino has moved up. That's a good performance from him. Mino's lost his last two. Sullivan lost his debut. Key just won, sorry, that's all it was. Other than that, Anna Dong moved back down to number 5. Poor Anna. Kanji still, he's lost his last two. I can't allow it. If it's anyone, that's going to be Supachi. Supachi's going to face Mamanee. That's just what's happening. He's back. He'll be back for the thing. Koichi will be back. We could have some big. When's Nakajima back? Nakajima might be back in time. Because what? This is Wednesday, week 1. Yeah, Nakajima will probably be back in time. We could have a crazy open weight Grand Prix. So yeah, we come back for KDM SC 27.